This is a 2025 Cybertruck, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already either love it or hate it, but this isn't a typical Cybertruck review kind of video. Just give me a minute to explain. Look, I never thought I'd own a truck, let alone this Cybertruck. I think like many of you, I watched that original unveil and thought, what in the world is this thing? I'll never get it. But after about, 5 minutes behind the Squircle, my mind was changed, and I think yours will be changed as well. And look, I get it. I'm a self-proclaimed Tesla fanboy, but I really do think the Cybertruck is misunderstood, misrepresented, and doesn't get the credit it deserves. Let me tell you why I bought one in 2025, sort of just my honest thoughts on things I love and hate, and why I actually think for most of you watching this video, this is definitely something you should consider, and the price is about to get way, way cheaper. Now look, I know that there are a lot of very beautifully shot Cybertruck review videos here on YouTube that are done by like real car gurus and established publications and torture tests you can watch. All of those are well and good, but I want to make this video for those of you who either don't care about that stuff and you want just a raw perspective, or you've watched all that and you're still sort of on the fence thinking, do I want to buy this thing? Or why would anyone want to buy this in 2025? I just want to give you sort of an unfiltered look. As someone who has never been a traditional truck guy or really been into this, I've really found myself liking this thing a lot more than I ever thought I would. So let me just start with the reason that I daily drive Cybertruck every day, and really the biggest reason that changed my mind and why I bought it, and that really is the driving experience. And I think that really comes down to two things. One is the steer-by-wire system, which I'm sure you've heard a lot about. It's basically the digital connection between the Squircle, in this case, and the actual wheels and all the mechanics for that. So it's very responsive. I'm going 64 miles an hour here, and a little bit of movement here isn't going to do anything. But if I was going, actually, I'll show you here, in a much slower speed, a little bit of a turn is going to go a long way. And I'll show you here an example of the steer-by-wire system. So again, just a little bit of a turn here is going to let me make this nice tight turn. But for me, one of the reasons why I never really considered buying a truck was that every time I drove one, they were just very cumbersome. They were hard to park, they were hard to maneuver, hard to sort of turn around. It was just a lot. With Cybertruck, thanks to that steer-by-wire system, this truck feels incredibly nimble. And while it isn't going to have the sports car experience that you'd find in like a Model 3, I'd say that if you've driven any SUV, you've driven a Model Y, and certainly if you've driven a Model X, this is a very equivalent experience. And oftentimes I forget, like I've got a tight turn right here. I can easily make that here while I slow down. I forget that I'm in some huge truck because that steer-by-wire makes the vehicle feel so incredibly nimble. And here's another example. Let's say I'm in a parking lot. I want to try to get back in that spot back there. I'm going to throw this into reverse. And as you can see, all I've got to do is just turn the wheel, not even all the way, and the steer-by-wire is going to work its magic, and hopefully I don't hit my wheels on this thing, and turning all the way, and bam. The second major thing is that the air suspension in this vehicle is fantastic. I think it's better than the Model X. Obviously, 3 and the Y are missing any sort of active air suspension, but the suspension in this vehicle, while obviously it is tuned for Cybertruck specifically, it is very, very comfortable. And no matter what setting you've got this thing turned to, or really however you've got this thing, no matter if you're driving on roads, off roads, whatever it is, it's honestly a really comfortable driving experience. And when you combine that with the steer-by-wire system, the truck is really comfortable to drive, and it's very, very easy to drive, which is something I have really appreciated. Something else Cybertruck has got going for it is obviously because it's a truck, you can like do all your truck things, hauling, towing, things like that. But you also have way more space in here than you have in a Model Y or a Model S or Model X or 3. If I can pop the frunk here, first thing you'll notice here is there's actually a powered frunk. This is the only Tesla currently that has a powered frunk. I don't know why. I feel like the new Model Y should have it, but doesn't. So this one has it. And the frunk space, well, there are certainly other electric trucks on the market that have a bigger frunk, let's just be honest. But it is, I guess, for what it is, usable. You can put some smaller bags, backpacks, carry-on bags, things in there like that. And I will say, just because it is powered, as unconsequential as that may seem, it does make it way more actually useful. pardon a little bit of the mess. I'm actually driving this thing and using it, but on the interior here, you've got a ton of space. You've got this big space down here for different things. It's a little bit of, I feel like, almost unused space. Maybe they could have had a nice built-in tray here or something, but you can get some aftermarket accessories to better utilize that space. You do have a nice, deep sort of center console there that does have a full-size outlet, which is super nice. You've got your drink cup holders here, and then you do have a wireless charger. And then, of course, because this is a truck, you'd obviously want to utilize these back seats and put them up to haul more things. And what you can actually do is there's some pull tabs on either side. You could just put this seat up here and sort of have this space. That's going to look like this, by the way, so you can sort of see the space you've got access to with those two seats down for back passengers and then this up. And then, of course, if you wanted to do the inverse and keep that down or put all three back up, you pull this little latch here, this comes up, and then you've got a bunch of other space back here for, you know, more things you want to keep in the actual inside of the truck, the cabin, instead of back in the truck bed. Now, usually I'm in the driver's seat of Cybertruck. I'm not really back here too often, but I have to say that it's honestly surprisingly spacious, way more than I expected. And not only are the seats really comfortable, you've got heated seats back here, not cooled, but they are perforated for heating. Seat itself is comfortable. I've got this glass roof right here, so I feel like I'm not claustrophobic. I've got plenty of room. And even with the seat in sort of its normal position for my driving position, I actually have a surprising amount of legroom here. Like, I've got lots and lots of legroom here, so I'm super comfortable. Of course, I've got that screen back here. And yeah, again, you wouldn't expect it to be comfortable, but honestly, I've got really no complaints. And then, of course, Cybertruck is a truck after all, so you've got a whole truck bed to utilize. It does have this really nice power tonneau cover on here. I think it supports up to 300 pounds. You could actually stand on this, and then it's all powered. You can control it from the app or from the button, and it opens up. So then, of course, inside of here, you have got a full, regular, full-size truck bed to work with here. So whatever you want to haul, you've got mounting points for different accessories. If you need to tie things down, you have got the entire truck bed to work with. And again, I can even say, even as like a truck person, traditional truck person, I still use the truck bed all the time. It's just really great for hauling things. And you've got some built-in lighting on here as well to sort of keep things better illuminated at night. Now, I certainly wouldn't characterize Cybertruck as being luxurious. I don't really think it's meant to be that. But also, I guess, considering the price, you'd expect some sort of luxury. I would call it like rugged minimalism. I just spent some time with the Rivian R1S. I've spent some time with the R1T. That is certainly a more luxurious experience if you're looking for something that feels a little bit more premium. This, on the other hand, I've got to say, it's not the most, elegant premium thing in the world. You're not going to find massaging seats or a lot of nice curved screens, but in the back of the vehicle, there's a lot of room for back passengers. You've got a rear screen back here. The overall aesthetic of the interior is minimal, but also sort of, I guess, elevated and classy in its own right. It's certainly something that is very Tesla, and you have to sort of be into that aesthetic, but I don't think it's honestly all that bad. There's a lot of space, like I've showed in this video, to be taken advantage of here in Cybertruck. And I'm hoping this video can be a great resource for those who might be looking to buy a Cybertruck, and hopefully I'm able to share my experiences and sort of let you in on the mistakes I've made so you guys don't make the same mistakes yourself. Let me learn the hard lessons so you don't have to. And one of those lessons I really want to share, and I've talked about before, it's pretty serious these days, it's our personal info just being on the web. Your name, your address, your phone number, your email address, and other super sensitive info just seemingly makes its way to all corners of the web. And not only is this just annoying with spam calls and texts and solicitors trying to get you to answer the phone and emailing you nonstop, but it also sort of has a nefarious element where people can just get that info way too easily that I think we all want to make sure we put to an end ASAP. That is why I absolutely love partnering with the folks over at Delete Me. They are the experts when it comes to all this, and their mission is simple. As the name suggests, they are here to delete your information off the web and make sure it stays off the web and keep it safe and secure and work on your behalf. The setup process couldn't be more simple. You just sort of fill out some simple info when you go through the onboarding process, and then their team of experts get to work contacting the data brokers, the people search websites, all these random websites that house your personal info on your behalf, and then in just a couple of days, you're going to get a full report showing showing you exactly where your information was removed. In addition to all that, there's a couple other things I love about Delete Me. One is that you always have access to the super slick dashboard online, so you can sort of see at a glance exactly what has been going on. And also, I love that this is not a one-time thing, because information can sort of get to new websites and things are always popping up. Delete Me is going to be actively working on it, and every few months they're going to go back, check these websites, check for new ones, then email you an updated privacy report letting you know what's going on. So they're always working on your behalf. And I've got a special for you guys. If you go to the link down below or head to joindeleteme.com/Rosenfeld20, you can get 20% off all consumer plans. So I'll give you a bit of a discount to get started right now. So again, do not delay. Don't put this off. Just do it right now. I promise you, your future self is going to thank you. And Delete Me makes this process so simple. So again, check out Delete Me for yourself, learn more, and hit the link down below to learn more and get started for yourself today. I also think it's clear that at least right now, Tesla is definitely prioritizing the Cybertruck in a way they're not doing for any other model in the lineup. For example, Cybertruck is the only model of Tesla I know of that has its own dedicated X account, like it's got its own personality. And there are a variety of special features here that honestly are really nice that are only in Cybertruck and not in any other Tesla right now, any other Tesla in the lineup. For example, Cybertruck is the only Tesla right now that's got full-on AC plug outlets in multiple parts of the truck. You've got one back here for back passengers, so in addition to USB-C, if you want to plug in your laptop and charge it or whatever, that's nice. You have one, obviously, up there in the glove box if you wanted to have something plugged in up there as well. And then, of course, you got a plethora of outlets in the back. You've got two regular 120-volt outlets and a actual NEMA 1450 higher amperage plug that you could actually use to charge another EV right off the internal battery of the Cybertruck. Again, power share capability that you can't find in any other Tesla. Some cool sort of bi-directional charging. And Cybertruck is currently the only Tesla in the lineup right now that supports power share. This is the ability, if you've got the right hardware, as a little caveat, to actually power your home off of the battery in the trucks. You know how Tesla has their solar system and their power walls, where the power wall is basically a big battery? This Cybertruck can basically act as a big battery and power your home, given that you've got the right equipment, which is really cool. And hopefully that power share tech is something we see come to other Teslas in the lineup in the not too distant future. And obviously, I know one of the biggest things with Cybertruck right now is price. Even if you like this truck, I mean, spending $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, it's way too much. But Tesla's actually got a couple of plans. Not only is a cheaper Cybertruck coming this year in 2025, but also if you just do a little digging, there are actually some pretty good deals to be had right now, especially before the end of the month. Tesla's also running for a limited time some special finance rates, 1.99% APR on Cybertruck, so you can take advantage of that until the end of March or the end of the quarter, same day in this case. But some even better Cybertruck discounts actually exist inside of Tesla's existing inventory, because in here, we can look right off the bat at reduced prices where we can save. Here we go, $56.90 right off the price of this Cybertruck. It was a demo vehicle. It's got less than 1,500 miles on it, but some good savings there to be had. And other ones, demo vehicle about $1,600, $6,700 off this one. Again, some of these are demo vehicles, some of these are brand new, but some pretty good discounts can be had inside of Tesla's existing inventory. Discounts right off of Cybertrucks that are ready to go. Also, of course, Tesla is for a limited time still trying to get rid of the Foundation Series trucks. Those come with some special branding. They come with FSD and some extra other goodies. If you go with one of those vehicles, you can actually get free lifetime supercharging with the vehicle. So if you do a lot of road trips and a lot of charging and you want to basically charge for free forever, asterisk there, forever, we'll see how long, but seemingly forever, you can go with the Foundation Series truck and take advantage of that for a limited time as well. So pricing is really good here. Now, yes, of course, before you head to the comments down below, I know that these are still a very far cry from the prices that Tesla initially showed us back in 2019, but they are coming down slowly but surely. Tesla's also confirmed that they are, in fact, working on a cheaper version of Cybertruck, a single motor version of Cybertruck around the $60,000 price point that will also qualify for the tax credit. But we're hearing that in order to bring the price down, Tesla will be removing some things. It might not have a power tonneau cover, which would be a a real bummer. Some of the power outlets and power sharing capabilities might be excluded from the vehicle as well. So basically, there is a cheaper Cybertruck version coming at some point this year, but like a lot of Tesla's base vehicles, you're going to make some concessions to get that cheaper price. But at least prices are moving down in the right direction. But of course, not all things are perfect in the world of Tesla. The Cybertruck has a lot of pros, but also some cons. And I do want to be clear with some of the things that I haven't liked over my first couple of months, or at least some things that take getting used to. For starters, I'll just say with the design, you're either going to love it or you hate it. I find myself still, after someone who bought this truck, in certain angles and in certain lighting conditions, I feel like it looks better than other times. Sometimes it looks great, sometimes not so much. But I totally get it if the design is not for you. It's definitely one of those polarizing things. I have really grown to like it, and I sort of now like that Tesla has really, like, as you can see with the shape of the roofline and things and the seats, they've embraced this very cyber aesthetic, for lack of a better word. It's sharp corners and boxy edges and sharp lines. They're sort of going all in on that. The doors on this are also interesting too. Of course, door handles on all Teslas are going to be weird. The 3 and the Y have their own quirks. The S and the X do. On Cybertruck, there are no traditional door handles. So you have this button here, and that takes a little getting used to. It's not the worst thing ever, but it is something to sort of keep in mind. And then the bigger thing, though, is that because of where this button is, and in general, the stainless steel, as great as it is and as tough it is a fingerprint magnet. And I think if you're someone who wants to keep their car looking free of fingerprints and smudges and just looking shiny and good as often as you can, I think it's a little bit more upkeep than you may think. Obviously, I have this wrapped in this beautiful satin black. This is from my friends at Drive Protected. They make DIY PPF kits. They've got a DIY kit you can actually install yourself on the Cybertruck. My wife and I did this install ourselves. We are not pros, but they'll walk you through the entire process step by step, save a bunch of money and do it yourself. So I really love the matte black look. And one of the reasons I went with this is A, because it looks great, and also because it totally hides the fingerprints. It's like a matte finish, so you don't have any fingerprints or anything to worry about. But I will say, just sort of in general, keep in mind that stainless steel, it can get dirty, and just more importantly, and more annoyingly, the fingerprint smudges can be a constant problem. So might just want to go with a wrap like this. And if you do want to wrap it, do it yourself, save some money. I'll put a link down below. There's lots of other things to love about the Cybertruck as well. Visibility is pretty good. You've got a really large windshield up here, and I think the largest production windshield wiper you can buy if you're into that sort of thing. Obviously, you know, one of the weird quirks is that you've got this digital feed for the rear of the vehicle. Now, there is a physical rear view mirror, but Tesla recommends that you keep the tonneau bed cover closed for the sake of efficiency and range. So that sort of makes the rear view screen useless. So you've got to look at the screen on here. I'll say that, you know, obviously it takes a little getting used to, and you sort of have to reprogram your brain. But if you've driven any other Tesla, you know, you also have to sort of reprogram your brain for looking here on the screen for the speedometer and not looking over here. So it's just sort of one of those things you get used to. It's not the best thing ever, but I will say it's not as big of a deal as you may think. And after a little while and a little bit of rejiggering and rethinking your brain, it is honestly pretty easy to make that adjustment, though it is one of those weird things. And then, of course, the elephant in the room and the obvious thing about this is that you can get most of what Cybertruck has to offer today in like a Model Y Juniper for significantly cheaper. That's going to have the front bumper camera. It has the RGB ambient lighting. It's got the big screen. Of course, you're not going to get as much space. You're not getting steer-by-wire and things like that, but that is still a very capable vehicle for a very good price. And I'll say again that as someone who never really considered themselves a truck person, I don't think you have to be someone that's in love with a truck to appreciate Cybertruck, though I think, of course, if you're hauling things a lot and you're towing and you're used to a bigger vehicle, that's going to just make more sense. But I will say, if you're not a fan of larger vehicles, this might not be the direction you want to go. But I also wouldn't completely write it off. I would certainly recommend doing a test drive, because as someone, again, who's never been a truck person, never thought they needed it or anything like that, it has been nice to have that versatility. But if it's just not for you and you still want a Tesla, there are plenty of other fish in the sea, or in this case, plenty of other good options in the Tesla lot for you to consider, including that new Model Y. But it's not for everybody, but I certainly think there is an audience out there, probably a broader audience out there for Cybertruck than you would initially assume. So I am super curious. I know this video is going to be controversial, but I want to know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on Cybertruck in 2025? I know a lot of you guys just don't like it. I'd love to know why down below you don't like Cybertruck. Is it the price? Is it the aesthetics? Is it the dynamics? Whatever it is, please let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you bought a Cybertruck, I'd love to hear from you. Why'd you buy one? Or why'd you choose not to buy one if you're in the opposite boat? Please leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on all this. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. And if you stayed at the very end of the video and want to win some free Amazon money, 3 simple things you got to do as always. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below, and the keyword for this, if you waited to the end of the video, is going to be, I gotta come up with something on the spot. Give me a second to think. Again, just want to give a huge thanks to Delete Me for their support of the channel. I love the experts at Delete Me. It has never been easier to get your personal info deleted from the web and make sure it stays off the web than it is with the help of this team. Head to the link down below or go to joindeleteme.com/Rosenfeld20 and use my code Rosenfeld20 for 20% off all consumer plans. How about this? Answer me this question in the comments for a chance to win. If you could have any Tesla in the lineup, what would it be and why? Model Y Juniper, Cybertruck, Model S Plaid. Let me know what car you've got right now and what you would want to get if money was no object, just so we can have some fun and dream together in the comments. Thanks guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you all in the next one.